Your thoughts are very important. Your thoughts can turn into habits. Your thoughts can turn into habits that shape the rest of your life. Someone like a narcissist knows this, and this is why they try their best to control your thoughts. They wanted to control your thoughts because they wanted to gain control and maintain control over you. It got to the point to where you didn't know where some of your thoughts were coming from. Some of your thoughts just didn't seem like you. So, you actually thought that you couldn't do any better than that narcissist. This is because they made you think that. They made you feel like you deserved all that mistreatment that they constantly and consistently gave you. They trained you, they groomed you, and they conditioned you to think a certain way. They did this training and conditioning in 3 ways. First, they did what's called future canceling. Second, name calling. And third, they tried to destroy your sense of self-worth. So when it comes to narcissism, lots of people talk about future faking, and that's definitely a real thing, where they kind of try to make you think that something is going to happen in the future. They make you all these promises and then they never happen. That's future faking. But narcissists can also do something called future canceling. This is when they speak all sorts of negativity concerning you and your future. They try to tear down your destiny. They try to keep you from reaching your destination. They feed you a bunch of lies and they try to say things to you and do things to you to make you lose your hope. They will tell you things like, you can't leave me. Who's going to put up with you? You're just going to end up lonely, just like your friends. All you're about to do is trade one problem for another. You're going to leave me because you think that there's a problem in our marriage, but you're going to go to another man and there's going to be problems with him too. The same problems. All men cheat, so you might as well just stay with me. You get back out there and get another man, he's going to cheat on you too. You don't need a Christian man to go submit to. You don't need a man that totes his Bible. You don't need a man like that. That's not what you need in your life. They also break disappointing and bad news to you by telling you something like, we're not going to have another baby. I don't want to have another baby. After they previously told you that they were going to have 2 children with you. They do this canceling of your future to make you feel like you can't do any better than this narcissist that's presently in front of you. They try to make you feel like there's nothing else better out there. There's no such thing as anything better than this narcissist, so you might as well just stay with them. This is part of that mental conditioning that they try to do to you, and also the control of your thoughts. Another thing that narcissists do to try to make you think that you can't do any better than them is trying to attack your sense of self-worth. And a lot of times they do this through physical abuse. The more they punch you, the more they slap you, the more they kick you, etc., it starts to constantly make you question yourself. It constantly makes you wonder what's wrong with you. Why is your own spouse treating you this way? What is it that you have done to make them do this to you? Why won't he just love you? Why won't he treat you right? All these kinds of negative thoughts come into play when someone is constantly giving you something that you do not deserve. When someone is constantly beating you down. You feel like you are trapped inside of a marriage, inside of a covenant union, and you feel like you can't break free. You start to feel like this is the decision that you have to live with. This is the person that you chose. You can even start to feel like every time you look around, you're in an abusive situation. It seems to be a pattern, and you start to feel like you can't do any better than the present narcissist. But the devil is a liar. Every time you give someone a chance, every time you take a chance on someone, every time you go out on a limb to trust someone, this is what they do. It's one emotionally unavailable person after the other until you end up with this narcissist who does it in the ultimate way. And it starts to make you feel like maybe this is all you're going to ever have. Maybe this is all you deserve. Maybe you can't do any better since this is what you keep getting. Another thing that narcissists do to you to try to make you feel and think that you cannot do any better is they go into name calling. This is when they put you down verbally. They cause you mental and emotional distress by name calling. They call you several derogatory names. They take all types of jabs at your physical appearance. This part of mental conditioning tries to make you think that this narcissist is the only person that's ever going to accept you. This person keeps telling you that they love you, but they keep calling you all sorts of names. Is that the way love goes? They come and give you more of the negative self-talk that you receive from childhood abuse. They come and reiterate all the voices that you heard when you were a child. When you had a childhood full of people telling you that you weren't good enough, they didn't accept you, why can't you be more like such and such, etc. The very things that you get made fun of about in your childhood, the narcissist will come along and make fun of those same things. And it all just feeds into this false narrative that you can't do any better than a narcissist. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's exactly what they're trying to do when they're trying to get you to think that you can't do any better than them. You can't do any better than mistreatment and torment on a daily basis. They want to kill and destroy whichever bit of confidence you still have left. Whichever sense of self-worth and self-respect that you have left, they want to come along and destroy that. And this is where you have to change your thoughts. This is where you have to come in and renew your mind. You have to believe the things of God instead of what the lies of the enemy are telling you. Whatsoever things are lovely and pure, those are the things that you should be thinking on. You should be casting down imaginations. You should be putting away childish things. You should be bringing every thought into captivity. You should be speaking things that are not as though they were. You should be decreeing and declaring what thus said the Lord. And you have to renew your mind daily, even in the presence of a narcissist, even when you are around a negative spirit such as a narcissist. You have to keep your mind stayed on Jesus. You have to keep your mind sound and sober. You have to be steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Easier said than done, but we still have to fight the good fight of faith. Faith without works is dead. We're going to have to put in the work to change our thoughts, to change our mindset concerning what the narcissist is trying to tell us. Can you do better than a narcissist? Absolutely you can. You can do way better than a narcissist. God is love. You deserve love. You do not deserve to be with a narcissist who does not love you. If a narcissist does not think highly of you, you have to think highly of yourself. If a narcissist cannot call you the correct name, if they can't say, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, she shall be called woman," if he cannot speak to you in that manner, you need to depart. If a narcissist does not think that you are priced far above rubies, you need to distance yourself from this person. Any person, any man who does not love you as Christ loved the church, inasmuch that he would lay down his life for you, should not be in your presence. And he definitely should not have the right to call you his wife. You can do better than a narcissist who sees you as subservient and subpar. You can do better than a narcissist who sees you as a peon beneath his pedestal. You do not deserve to be downtrodden and heavy laden. You can do better than a narcissist because God says so. God says, "Do not be unequally yoked together with an unbeliever." God said he would make for you a suitable mate. God says, "How can two walk together except they agree?" And obviously, a narcissist does not have the right thought pattern when it comes to you. Your thoughts that you have towards yourself and your future are not the same as the thoughts that the narcissist has towards you. Therefore, the two of you should not be together. You can do better than a narcissist, so think highly of yourself. Think of yourself as a person of light who follows the light. You will do better than a narcissist. You will do better in life, and you will do better going forward. You will shine your light in a better way.